Oh, okay. Let's talk about the wedding night. We're talking about sex now. So, where you? What's going on, you guys? It's Gabby here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and gabbing with me today. We're in for a treat. I have my two sisters here with me today, and I'm going to ask them questions that I have never asked before. These are things that I've wondered, but I never asked, and now I'm going to ask them, and it's on camera, so they have to answer me. So we have my older sister.
My name is Essence. Married 8 years in June. 30 years old.
And two kids.
Two kids.
I'm Jessica. I'm just turned 33, and this May I'll be married 10 years, and I got 3 kids.
Wow, it is 10 years. So let's just jump right into the questions. The first question I have for you guys is, what's one mistake that each of you have made in your marriage that you've learned from? Give us the tea, says, you feel me?
The tea. Okay. Probably one of the biggest or the most often mistake was just bad communication, lack of communication. Communication really is everything in a relationship. And if you're having bad communication, or you're not having enough, or you're having it at the wrong time, it can cause a lot of arguments, disagreements, unmet expectations. It's just really a recipe for disaster with bad communication. So I think that would be something I would say is the most often mistake in marriage that I think we've learned to do better at.
When you say bad communication, to you, what was bad communication?
Like saying things, that was a little bit too much. You went a little bit too far. You tried to hurt, or you tried to comfort them, or you tried to make them feel a certain way. You did it at the wrong time. You knew they were already mad, or
a reaction.
Exactly. Yeah. And you did too much, or you knew this would not be a good time to bring it up, but because you were so mad, you did it anyway.
Okay. What does good communication look like for you now?
Knowing what to say, how to say it, in what way you should say it, and the right time to say it. Mm-hmm. You know who you're in a relationship with. You know when it's not a good time to bring something up. It's not a good time to talk about that. So just really knowing who you're with and being mindful of that, and also being mindful of their feelings as well. This is really probably not something I should say right now, even though it's how I feel.
I want to say it.
I want to say it. I want to say it in this way, but this is not going to end up in a good place. We're going to end up arguing. Yeah. It's going to be bad for us, so I shouldn't do it. And if there's a point that I'm trying to get across, there's always a way that I can say it where it would be received better.
So for me, I would say, try not to.
Tea. You want the tea?
Okay, let's start. We'll say it this way. Keeping records of wrongs, we'll say. So for me, the mistake in that was I was keeping records of wrongs, so then I was justified in behaving a certain way, acting a certain way, doing doing certain things, because I can, because now I have upper hand. Now I can get back. I have a little bit of room to, you got me, let me get you, type of thing. Me keeping those records of wrongs and using them as justification to act out and say what I want to say, because you deserve it, type of thing.
You did something.
Yeah, you cut me and you deserve this, and take it because you did what you did. So now you got to take this.
Yeah.
So when I came across that and realized what it was, what really helped me to do that was 1 Corinthians chapter 13. When I was reading over that, we love that scripture so much when everything is good and when we really feel good and happy and are pleased.
That's right.
But when attacks come, people get on our nerves, people wrong us and different things, we don't want to hear all that scripture has to offer. And one of those is not keeping records of wrong.
What's the difference between like, I'm holding on to this for however long I want versus like I'm still hurt by it?
Yeah, so that goes back to communication. And being hurt by something doesn't mean you can act out of the hurt, which is what I was doing, acting out of hurt or anger or whatever we were going through. So it's okay to be hurt. And it's okay to express that I'm still hurt and I still need time or whatever the case may be. But it's not okay to act out because you're hurt and to justify you doing the wrong thing because you're hurt.
Okay, this is one that I've never asked you guys that when I was thinking about these questions, I was like, oh, this is a good one. So where were you? Where were you when you first found out you were pregnant? And how did you tell your husband? Well, like, give us the details. Like, were you having morning sickness? Did you miss your period? Like, how did you know? Where were you? And when did you tell your husband? Period. Like,
so we had a doctor's appointment to do the blood work
for
type of thing.
So you
blood test. They take your blood and call you and be like, you're pregnant or you're not pregnant.
Yeah. You didn't take like a home pregnancy test?
No, I didn't take a home pregnancy test.
Huh. Okay.
I didn't. So, we've been through a little journey in our process.
Yes, he has.
So I got to a certain point where I was not wanting to take pregnancy tests because I don't want to see negative anymore.
Yeah.
So no, we waited until we did our blood work, and then I knew I was going to get the call. So I did the blood work that early morning, went to work, and was like sweating bullets all day at work. Like, Lord, please, God. Because it happened before, and the doctor called, and then my whole workday was just hijacked. Now I gotta go home. Now I'm sheepish trying to teach kids. Like, okay, certain time. So yeah, they called me and they said it, and I went behind my desk and was prostrate, flat on the floor, just so thankful, so happy, and praying and praising God. And so I FaceTime Vance and told him at work.
And what did he say?
And he was happy and crying too, and we were just like super happy. So I was at work, so that was the best day ever.
Did you feel
I was
like
very
this is
tired, and the tired was really the main thing. Like, my eyes were always.
I gotta be pregnant. I
gotta be pregnant, and like a little nausea, but sometimes you want to be pregnant so bad, you think, is this in my head? Is this in my head, or am I really right? So
okay. What about you?
With Taj, it was, we actually had a miscarriage, and it was like maybe a month, maybe 2 months after the miscarriage that we found out we were pregnant. So we already knew that what we were in expectation for, but we had a journey too with the miscarriage and that disappointment and things like that. But then I missed my period, and I took a home pregnancy test, but TJ was there. So
you took it and everything?
Yeah, I just took it, and I was like, okay. And then it was just, just excited. But especially after coming out of what we came out of, it was like, it was a joyous thing to tell them, like, you're excited to do it. And I knew for a fact I was when I took it. So it wasn't like, I knew what it was going to be.
Oh, you had the period.
I missed my period. So I knew what it was. And I also knew, what we were believing God for and stuff like that. So it was just basically confirming it.
Now, let's see. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the wedding night. We're talking about sex now. So were you we're talking about sex. We're talking about sex now. Sex. Were you scared, nervous on your wedding night? And if so, what did you do?
What did you do to overcome nerves?
Nerves, a little scared. Talk about it and express that and say what you need, and that's. Slow it down.
Okay, that's me. That's what we're gonna do.
Just literally say what you need. Say what you're comfortable with, and what So you can't be so scared that you're not talking, and then you're mortified, and it's a horrible experience.
Yeah, and I guess at that point you should be extremely comfortable to be to say whatever.
Yeah. The first time when you get married shouldn't be the first time you ever talk about sex.
No, like comfortable, like with the person expressing.
And what I'm saying, like to the audience, like the first time you get married, you shouldn't be talking about sex.
The first time,
like, of course, it shouldn't be like you talking about it all the time, because then you're gonna want to do it. But like, right, it shouldn't be an awkward conversation. At that point.
Yeah.
I agree. I think everybody is nervous.
What? Awkward conversation? What?
What did you say? Half that speed. Yeah, half that speed.
Yeah, bro, you gotta
really bring it down. I would say I think everybody is nervous. It's a new experience, things like that. But also key communication. Just talk about it. Talk about what you're comfortable with. Talk about what you're not comfortable with. Talk about whatever it is. Talk about it. Connect with your spouse, and then you get through the nerves just like you get through nerves with anything else.
Right.
You see the goal on the other side, and then you just push through it.
Yeah. Okay, so the last question. What is advice that you would give your single self to help prepare you for marriage?
Keep your vows present. You say them on your wedding day, and maybe I'm speaking to me. You say it and you mean it on that day, but then you don't see them. Or I had to look them up. Like, what all did we say?
Mm-hmm. Where did you look them up?
Just a standard vows, online,
what you typically say.
Yeah, and if you write your own, obviously pull it out. But and even any pastor mom would have
vows.
Yeah, what they are and what you're promising, and just in the forefront of your mind.
What would you say? Because I know you said before. This is why I'm asking. What are vows? What are vows, and why would you tell yourself to go back to revisit your vows?
Vows are promises that you make to your spouse, and most importantly to God, on the day you get married. So it's not just something that sounds cute on that day while everybody's on cloud nine, wedding day, white gown. It's actual promises to get you through life. So I think a lot of times we look at vows like the wedding day, but they're really for life. Everything you go through in life as a marriage, go back and see your vows. And so I think that is the main thing that I wish I would have done, because it's a doggone shame that 8 years in, I don't even know what I vowed.
That's really good.
Because not only is it going to keep, save you from, okay, maybe I'm going to not throw the towel in. I'm going to work this out and that, but also, okay, let me not make that choice, because remember I said this, that, the other. Yeah. So let me say it a different way. Like you were saying, just with communication. Yeah. Vows help you communicate properly too, because this is what I promised for you and for me. And the most important thing is I promised this to God. It's not just something cute to say. Yeah. It's a full covenant. Yeah. The covenant is very serious.
Yeah. I think you are able to speak to that from both of you, from things that you have been through in your marriage. No, we don't have to outright just say everything you've been through for people to understand that you're speaking from experience.
I am glad you said that. I'm literally saying that from experience of, that's why I had to go back and look. Because I was let me go back and see if this is something that I'm trying to do. It went to that, I was slap me in my face, I do. Yeah. Yep, I'm going to have to go ahead and fight.
What would you say advice you would want to give your single self?
I would say to master communication. That's something that we've experienced hiccups and bumps in the road just because of a lack of good communication. So I think as a single person, mastering good communication, mastering your emotions. In the moment, being able to control those emotions, being able to control attitudes, anger, whatever it is, whatever emotions that you have, being able to control them and have good communication. I think we could have avoided a lot of arguments and different disagreements if we would have mastered communication earlier. So I think even as a single person, there's things that you can apply to be able to master communication with the relationships you have presently, whether it be with your family members, with your friends and things like that, and listening and really listening to understand and empathize with people versus just listening to have a response. But creating those good habits as a single person can carry over into your relationship. That would be very beneficial to have that strong foundation of a good habit that you've created that will help you guys benefit and not have to have huge disagreements or fallouts. If you have good communication, or even just unmet expectations in a relationship, is really, it's hard for people to get past those, but that's really just you not communicating how you feel and your expectation in something. So that's why I just fall back to, if I would have perfected those things earlier on, it could have, really benefited in the marriage in general.
I think that's really good about all your relationships.
Yeah, that's really good.
Don't take it lightly.
That's really good, Jess. And then I think too, just thinking about little things that my mom was telling me, and I'd be like, Mom, blah, blah, but work on it now. Not only for a man when I get married, but but that is going to benefit me in my marriage.
All your relationships,
because those are the closest people to you now. When you get married, that's the closest person to you. So exactly how you are with your family, with your siblings, with your mom, with your parents, that's exactly, that person is going to be the closest person to you, and that's how you will be. So it's a good,
So
Yeah, that's really
they
good.
teaching. Check. Well, that's all the questions we have for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below on what you thought about the video, what you took away from it. Essence also has a YouTube channel with content geared to exactly what she was talking about, so follow or subscribe to her there. Jess has a YouTube channel as well, and she's
like, you go see her live.
she does have a YouTube channel. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, just let us know. Leave a comment to Essence and Jessica. Follow us on social media, and I will see you in my next video.
Yep.
Hey!